And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, already. We are at the round of 16 game. This is going to be Roseflier, who was the winning team of the last game, the round of 32 game, where they won very convincingly against Dark Implosion in the first game. Roseflier won with a 5 cap in their first game, in their first appearance here in the DominateDominion tournament. So they won 486-0 with a 5 cap. Roseflier beating out Dark Implosion to get here. Now Roseflier has to deal with What Our Champion Kills, who is another new team to the event. Now, What Our Champion Kills is a team that I have no experience with whatsoever, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table if I lost my train of thought. But basically, I want to see what they can do with them being their first week in. And the chat bans, I didn't quite get them on screen, but I did copy-paste them into the DominateDominion Twitch channel. And those bans were Sejuani, Kha'Zix, Katarina, and Jayce. Sejuani, durable character, has crowd control, has an airborne, has a stun as well, and is a great damage soak. Makes for good chase as well with the slow. Post-rework Sejuani is a great champion, and like any tank, difficult to deal with. And seeing how well they played in that first round, that feels like it might be a little bit of a knee-jerk target ban there. Kha'Zix is a very strong pick in Dominion because of his ability to single out people and deal a lot of damage. No surprise that he gets banned there. Katarina is a character whose damage can get completely ridiculous. If you leave Katarina unchecked and she's able to get those resets and be able to keep putting out that DPS by, just cycling through her abilities time and time again every time someone dies, her damage can get out of control. However, if people aren't dying, Katarina's not doing any damage. And that's one of the problems that she runs into typically in this game mode. However, if people are dying, Katarina just keeps making more people die. She's one of those gifts that keeps on giving. Jayce has a long distance poke with the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate combination. He's a champion that can move faster on the map. He's durable, brings a lot of damage to the table. Jayce is just tough to deal with because let's say you get distance away from him. Okay, let's say you knock him back, you slow him, you start trying to run away. He shoots you. Oh, well, he's ranged. I'm going to get up in his face and attack him. He turns into hammer form and baseball bats you back, and then shifts into gun mode and blats you. No. Jayce is tough to deal with. Sometimes it's just easier to ban a character than it is to have to deal with it. It looks like that's what they were going for here. There are 10 bans in this event. This is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 59. This is the round of 16 game. This is going to be What Our Champion Kills on the left side versus Roseflier on the right side. And we have 10 bans. 4 are done in the pregame lobby before we hit this screen here, and then there are 6 more done here in this client screen for a total of 10. The bans that were done here: Kassadin, Zac, Evelynn, Rammus, Nidalee, and Singed. Kassadin gets banned because he's a highly mobile champion who brings a slow and a silence to the table, a very long duration silence as well. He is great at chasing characters, and he's great at escaping. It's very difficult to control Kassadin without multiple targeted hard crowd controls. Zac can jump over walls, but it's slow. His AP damage is good. He's sort of an AP bruiser, and that's a really confusing ban. Shoutouts to A12 MO12 for winning his game. I think that's what he just meant to say in the chat. Zac, I actually don't know why you would ban Zac. It might be shots fired, but I'm raising an eyebrow at that. I don't think there's anything particular about him that screams of him being so dangerous that he would warrant using up that slot. That slot could go to banning out somebody like Brand, but it looks like they wanted to pick Brand instead, or some of the other higher damage AP characters. Evelynn's a solid ban. Evelynn is scary. Your bottom lane lives in a constant state of fear and high anxiety and needs to take medication for it if there's an Evelynn on the enemy team. Evelynn will show up and kill you. That's really all there is to it. It's pretty scary. And there's really not a lot of ways to effectively deal with her, unfortunately. Because, yes, Evelynn has a lot of AP damage. You can stack health, or not health, you can stack MR, you can get some health, whatever, but the fact that she can join in on ganks in bottom lane, just when you thought that guy down there was going to one-on-one you in the bottom lane, no, Evelynn shows up and you're dead. That's all she needs to do is go down, throw in a couple of hate spikes or her ultimate, and then just leave, and that's it. So you can never safely 1v1 in the bottom lane unless you know where Evelynn is beforehand. And that's really rare to know where she's at. Easier to ban Evelynn than have to deal with that. Rammus, fast character, great tank. He has an airborne, he has a taunt, very hard to kill, high mobility. It's a good ban. The problem with Rammus is difficult to engage with. Rammus has to have line of effect to a champion, which means he has to drive around minions or other things. It's really easy to intercept a Rammus that's trying to go to someone. When Rammus is trying to get a hold of your AD carry, for example, you can throw someone like Jarvan in front of him and pop Rammus's spin. Someone in the chat said we need more summoner spell blockers. I don't think I have any more, man. I think this might be all I have. I'll have to look around. Maybe there's some on my other monitor. Rammus, that's his problem, is he's difficult to engage with. He does actually suffer from slows significantly because he has massive speed increase, but you can still kind of slow him down, kite him around a little bit because he doesn't have anything ranged going for him. But he's a great tank. Like, don't let that sell Rammus short at all, man. Nidalee, high damage poke, like crazy high damage. Like, you get poked and you die, and you get a free trip back to the summoner platform. That's what Nidalee's poke is all about. She gives sustain to her team with her heal as well, so banning Nidalee, I think, is a great idea. And Nidalee can stand back behind the... what is it called? She can stand back behind the point and just chuck spears from the darkness. You try and capture a point, just spear chuck from the darkness. The darkness attacks you. That's not good. Ban Nidalee. You don't have to worry about that. Nidalee, very killable, however. If you have someone that can really soak that damage and close in and crowd control her, Nidalee's going to die. But it's the fact that you take so much damage getting to Nidalee that sometimes it's just not worth it. Like, yes, you get to Nidalee, you barely kill her, someone else shows up and just sweeps you off the point and takes it. And it's like, oh, great. Nidalee succeeded. Singed is really, really hard to kill. Great lifespan. Man, that guy will live for such a long time. He will poison everyone. He's bad for the environment. I'm pretty sure he's air pollution. And that shield is covered in spikes. It's pretty scary. Realistically, though, he has AoE damage, he's a great dive and soak, he makes for a good chase as well, he can work down bottom lane where he can gank. Singed is a tough character to deal with, but he does suffer the fact that he really doesn't have anything ranged, he kind of has to walk at you. And positioning can mitigate that a lot, but if you don't want to have to worry about that, you can just ban him instead. And then looking at the champion picks here, Diane is a great character, Lee Sin is a great character. Akali famously may have been a not-so-good pick a couple weeks ago in a tournament. I think it was Clueless versus another team, and it ended very poorly. But Akali can be a good character, it's just, the problem with her is she has to be able to damage people, because you're going to be able to see her through her stealth with a sweeper or a Grez's, and she has to, it forces the sweeper usage by using that shroud. They won't be able to use it elsewhere. Like, they have to hold on to their sweeper for that. And if they catch Akali, they'll kill her. So, she's got to really just have insane burst. Or go down and gank bottom a lot. Or just go where the sweeper is not. Because otherwise she can't play the stealth games. Wukong has an armor reduction in AoE Airborne, that's great. I really hope we'll see Diana bottom lane. Diana or Lee can both work down there. Diana bottom would be amazing because whatever they put down there, I think Diana will be able to eat it. Unless it's Gragas. I don't know the Diana-Gragas matchup very well. And we're seeing Lux. Lux is a character that gets picked occasionally. A good Lux is extremely difficult to deal with. A bad Lux dies very handily. Lux with a Flash, I actually like that. Flash is not terribly a popular spell in Dominion because some of the walls are just too fat in a post-Flash nerf environment to flash over. However, Lux does not have an escape mechanic of her own, so that Flash will keep her alive so many more times than not. She is definitely a character where Flash is a pretty solid choice on her. Other characters where Flash can be good are characters like Ashe or Varus, who are AD carries that don't have a built-in escape. Or characters like Alistar, who don't have an initiate, really, at all. They can just jump in headbutt with Flash when normally they couldn't beforehand. And we will get to the loading screen here in just a quick moment. There we go. We got it going on. And then over on the other side, I love Gragas, Vi, great picks. Ezreal's awesome. Master Yi, AP Yi, definitely has a place in Dominion. Gragas, a lot of AP. Damage can be taken bottom or top lane. The only thing that's making me kind of wonder is Kennen. I don't think we've ever had a good Kennen showing in a Dominion tournament before. So, it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. We've seen people try and play AD Kennen. We've seen people try and do AD Kennen. Did I say that AD twice? Pretend I said AP and AD. Basically, I've seen both the Kennen builds be used in this game mode. I've seen Tanky Kennen, I've seen Glass Kennen, And I've just never really seen Kennen succeed here in Dominion. So we will have to see what's up with that and how well it works out. But Ezreal's a great pick, Vi's awesome, Gragas is great. And maybe if they're going tanky Kennen with CDR for the stuns, using him to set up for Gragas and Ezreal, I don't know, that could be good, but we're going to have to see how it plays out. This is the round of 16 game of the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament, number 59. That is 1 less than 60, and it's 3 less than 62. I don't know why that's important, but here we are. This is the round of 16 game. It is going to be What Are Champ Kills versus Roseflier. What Are Champ Kills consisting of Batchill playing as Diana, Rammus playing as Lee Sin, Divinity playing as Wukong, Expelliarmus playing as Lux, and Scryed playing as Akali. Over on the other side, Roseflier's team. Roseflier, who very convincingly won their round of 32 game with a 5 cap. Now here in the round of 16, Roseflier's team is going to consist of Mr. Loveless X playing as Gragas, Freezy playing as Vi, Saskio playing as Ezreal, Silence playing as Kennen, and how do you say that? That's a good question. Oh, Fear Flames playing as Master Yi. Now, looking at the team comp on both sides, no one really has a dedicated tank, bruiser, brawler kind of guy. Oh, I'm 1 out of 1 of your casters today. I am Gandair of the Gaming Clan, Vato Clan. Maximum pings, by the way. Looking at the opening items here, Diana going for a little bit of damage early with that early pen from the boots too. Everyone else going boost prospectors items. Lux with Chalice opening seems pretty standard. And we're seeing revives on both sides this time. So both teams kind of have a little bit of idea of what's going on. Roseflier's going for that greedy sort of play again with the no pro items up front, going with the damage stuff instead, except for Master Yi, who seems to really favor having that Prospector's Ring right there. It looks like Kennen is going AP, it seems. Has that Blasting Wand opening right there. So we'll see how that plays out. Ezreal did not want any of that from Wukong, so he's going to hesitate a little bit before going up to the top point there. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth poke up here. Lux does not connect with the Light Binding, so she isn't going to get that free damage on Gragas. And Crushing Blow on Kennen, he has to dash away, getting low on health right away. And Kali getting caught for some damage there, stealths back out, but you cannot stealth on a neutral tower, because neutral towers reveal both sides. She still, however, benefits from the increased armor and MR, though. And Expelliarmus taking some damage, Gragas having to stick his head out to do so. Looks like Kennen opted for the recall and is almost back, and oh, Gragas with the dash is going to get away right there. And he has plenty of mana, so he can keep chipping away for a little while longer. But Wukong far in the back there is getting a lot of capture, and Ezreal not able to connect, unfortunately, with that shot to kill him. And Kennen is not able to make a play for that, though. However, he may be able to pick off Lee Sin. Kennen coming in from the side right here, throws the Shuriken, yep, picks him up, makes him die. And Lee Sin gets sent back to base. Gragas incoming up to the top, Vi in the middle of the lane, trying to push the creeps up a little bit. And down the bottom lane, everything seems kind of okay. Mastery's a little bit low from a hit or two, but he can quickly recover that with a Meditate. So I'm sure there's no fear down there right now. And Gragas has excellent poke up here at the top. Ken has some poke as well, but they are definitely armed on their side with Lux as well. But I feel like, over time, Gragas can chip down better than Lux can chip down because he has the AoE. Now, there's the minions right there that Vi was pushing up. A lot of damage goes on them immediately to mitigate how much capture they get in on the tower. Defensive Garrison goes off to heal it. Wukong goes down, unfortunately. And are they going to push onto the tower right now? I don't know if they will. Lee Sin trying to keep them away from getting the capture in on that, but it looks like Ezreal with the kill on Lux right there, and pick up the double, taking the KB on Lee Sin as well. Akali wants to finish somebody off, but she's just, no, with the flash, gets in and is shut down before she can get the damage off, unfortunately. So close to be able to make that play right there, but did not connect. Wukong with the airborne, though. Kennen dashes out of it. Is he going to be able to get the stun? Yes, he is. Stun. Vi connects with suppress. Exhaust now, limiting the damage he can do to Ezreal. Ezreal Arcane shifts out. All of Wukong damage is being mitigated here. Kennen finally gets taken out, though. Minions chipping away at the tower. The red caster minion has it under control, picks up the capture. Now all they need to do is turn around, shoot Akali. There we go. And they are in control. Roseflier's now in control of the game. Ezreal completely erased by that final spark right there, and the countdown for it to come back has started. 1 minute on that. Lux does not have a lot of CDR going at the moment. There goes the cast. Vi gets out, and she is okay for the moment. Kha'Zix does need to set up shop on this point, though, and start keeping people away from it. If that starts getting captured from both sides, Kha'Zix really doesn't have the damage to be able to do it. And Akali with the chase here. Is Vi going to get away? She does have that Shao dash up. She needs the vision, though. She's got to be able to see it. And, oh, going for the recall. I don't know if I like that. Now Scryed is out in front, heading down here towards the bottom, though, to team up with Lee Sin. They are able to kill Vi. Shot goes down, takes down Diana. Good shot by Ezreal there. And Scryed and Bama are going for Fear Flames here. They can see you, Akali. Does give her that increased armor and armor, though, so makes her a little bit more durable on the point. Can come down from the side, and I don't like their odds down here. They do have this point neutral, though. The safeguard is not going to keep her alive very much longer. Master Yi is going to turn around while they fight Lee Sin, and he's going to look to get that cap, I think. No, he's going to go ahead and go back to Jayce. Kha'Zix up at the top, doing a great job of delaying for a while. He was eventually picked off by Lux, but he was able to hold that tower neutral for some time. However, with all the resources they put down in the bottom lane, Roseflier still have not gotten it back. Diana has shown up down there now, and wants to keep them from capturing that. All you need to do is click to capture, guys. If they are too dangerous for you to engage, just click to interrupt. Click to interrupt that. And now, what are champ kills in control of the game with the 3 capture points there? Roseflier still staying alive. There's going to be quite a lot of time left on this game here, and to see how it plays out. Vi keeping Wukong busy up here. Lux and Akali heading up towards the top. Lux and Akali is a lot of magic damage. Alpha Strike in, catches her, barrel, does some more damage, sits right on the edge of her stealth right there. I like that play. That's a good move if you're an Akali player. There goes the airborne from Wukong. Great final spark right there, tags all 3 champions. Scryed goes in right away there, is taken out. Unfortunately, Vi goes down. Kha'Zix hanging back at the edge of the fight there. Has some damage to contribute, doesn't connect with Lee Sin, unfortunately. Lee Sin staying stuck to Ezreal there, and Ezreal gets taken out. Now Kha'Zix is in kind of a bad spot. He's between Lux and Lee. Lee thankfully does not connect with that. Kha'Zix, no fear, decides to stop, take a drink right there. He's not worried about it at all. And uh-oh, that was almost a Kha'Zix sandwich, but they know where he's at. They have a rough idea. They want to try and intercept him there. He's just one crushing blow away from disaster. Master Yi is able to take care of Lee Sin there. Does a little bit of damage. Nope, doesn't actually do any damage, just throws down the barrel. And it doesn't connect, unfortunately. What are champ kills up with the 3.5 cap right now. Have this bottom point neutral. At the moment, Diana has been doing a very good job of keeping it neutral, but it looks like it's going to turn over back into Roseflier's ownership. A little bit of a snare, a little bit of poke right there. Kha'Zix still alive. And, oh, almost. Lux almost got him, but Akali was there to make sure it happened 100%. Kha'Zix finally gets killed after staying alive for quite a while up at the top point and able to poke. And now, clustered up on the tower there, they have plenty of damage to be able to take care of any minions. So in this situation, you can't really feed minions into the tower unless you built up a really large wave. But even then, the Lucid Singularity does a lot of damage and would be able to clear them out. Vi heading back up to the top. Kha'Zix has come back to life and is going to be on his way up. See Ezreal there, has the Lightbringer, so that's going to further make it difficult for Akali to deliver her damage. Kha'Zix with the Athenes there. Everyone's still hanging out on Boots 1, though, for the moment. Looks like Vi might be going Merc Treads right there, but who knows. She does have a Runic Bulwark, so she gets the idea. She sees how much AP there is on the enemy team, wants to build counter to that. I like that play right there. The Athenes give some MR as well. Looks like Kennen's going for something different, however. Up here at the top, though, that is the quest objective point, and Lux being able to stand back and contribute that damage is really helpful to her team, though. And Wukong there with the airborne does a lot of damage. Defensive garrison on it. Freezy's going to go down, and Master Yi going for it, gets the reset, goes for it again. 1-2 kills right there for Master Yi, and 2 kills for Ezreal with the resets. Fearless Flames able to contribute a lot of damage up at here at the top point and sweep them off of it. And they are going to be in control of 3 points again, and maybe they can start turning things around for themselves now. They have built up a fair amount of deficit right here. 100 points in Nexus health on the difference between the two of them. You know, 390s, 290s. Roughly 100 points that they have to recover. In the bottom lane here, the tower has healed up. Kha'Zix seems to be okay right now, but Diana versus Kha'Zix, I feel like Diana can front load a lot of damage onto Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix does have the cask in order to create distance if he has to from her. Ezreal being chased up the top. There goes the slicing Maelstrom right there. Is going to be some stun going on. Master Yi catches up, able to do some damage there. Vi dashes in, does not connect with Akali because she was in the stealth, but they are eventually able to pick her off. Master Yi does get the kill, which means he does get the reset right there. See him popping Highlander again, going for it, and gets a partial reset on the assist right there. Vi picks up that kill. They are chasing down Lee Sin now. Vi should be able to catch up to him, but a little bit too far away from Master Yi. Master Yi is going to go for the recall instead. Lee Sin wants some of that. He has circled around. And, goes for the shockwave, wanted to get away from Vi, but Master Yi denied that by dodging that, and he was not able to connect there. Dragon kicks her away, does not want any of that, dodges the skill shot from Ezreal as well, possibly by pure chance, and that recall was a little bit scary right there. Vi keeping Lee Sin zoned away from anything. Lee Sin can't recall, he can't fight because his health is low. As long as Vi stays on, Lee Sin is just a non-issue for their team to deal with. Fear Flame's healing up a little bit, wants to get out of the way of Lux there, and is able to do so. Running away towards the top right now. His Meditate is down. So Vi's going to run a little bit of interference. And now they're on the wrong side of this point there. They want to be able to connect with her to interrupt her. It looks like Vi sees that that's important, goes for it, taps her there, gets the interrupt, and does a little bit of damage. But unfortunately was killed. Now, Lee Sin, Vi left him unchecked over here, and he was able to pick up the neutral on this point. Kennen, when he came back to life, was able to come up here and stop him from getting the full capture on the point. But Roseflier is just losing points left and right at the moment. So there's two people right there to look for him right now. Ken goes for, gets the stun on him. Master Yi pops the Highlander, picks up the kill, gets the reset. Good job, Master Yi. They need to mob up to the top, though, and get that point back. Diana and Gragas, looks like Gragas is on the losing end of that right now. And Akali tries to catch up, but is intercepted by Vi, unfortunately. They go for the capture on the tower there. Stealth gives her that bonus armor and magic resistance there. And Gragas, at that distance, is able to sit back and just throw barrels in. Master Yi comes down, throws a little bit hurt on, and Akali is taken out, unfortunately. So Vi is going to pick that up while Master Yi and Gragas move to the opposite side and try and zone. And Wukong up at the top is just going to town on people there with that Odin's Veil, mitigating that damage that he was taking from Kennen there, and mitigating some of the spell damage that he takes from Ezreal, because Ezreal does have that Sheen, has some of that increased AP as well. All of Ezreal's skill shots do magic damage, so that helps him out against that as well. He had the Storm Shield too, which is another thing that helped Wukong win that engagement there. Goes for the Meditate Alpha Strike, and Meditate is down now, unfortunately. So he's going to take a lot of damage from Lee Sin as he retreats there, but he does pick up that, throws a little bit more damage on Lee Sin there. Lee Sin kicks through to Gragas. Gragas sends him back. Gragas dashes out of the way. Vi comes in to intercept. Akali is not going to be able to connect. Gragas gets out okay. Good play right there by Gragas. Gragas had Lee Sin come up on him, just like, hey man, I come through the wall because I can't see the wall, therefore it doesn't matter. Knocks him back with a cast. Gragas dashes out. Vi comes in, bodyguards for Gragas, and he is able to escape. Akali tries to go for the back cap, but Master Yi chases her away from the point. Top is neutral right now. Wukong really low on health at the moment. Anything bad could happen to him, and there we go. With the 1-2 for Master Yi. Is he going to go for 3 here? Looks like he's trying to. All he's got to do is get a little bit more damage in on. Yes! Picks up the triple. Highlander into. I get the resets. Master Yi picking up the windmill fight with the full bottle of Windex, spraying it around, wiping it down. He's in control up there. The bottom point, things are a little bit different. However, Wukong is chasing Vi away and would probably win that fight if they got into that engagement with each other, as Vi is a little bit lower on hit points. Gragas and Diana seem to be having a little bit of a disagreement of sorts, but Diana was kind of kicked up against the wall right there, and I feel like Gragas might have been able to finish that off if he was able to get to her, but with Lee Sin there, or not Lee Sin, excuse me, with Wukong there, would have been a little bit difficult for him. Goes for the barrel, but doesn't land it, unfortunately. Lux, I'm scared for you, Gragas. This could be bad. Misinterprets which way, or misguesses which way Gragas was going to run. Does not connect with the light binding, unfortunately. And Wukong doesn't want any of that either. He's just going to go ahead and move out of the way, head down to the bottom. Ezreal fires off the shot. Top. Good interrupt right there. Global map presence from that is a good thing to have. Barely interrupts Akali right there. Kennen pops a slicing maelstrom. Wants to kill Lee Sin. Is barely able to do it. Has the help of the minions. Minions are so strong. You have to remember that, guys. The minions can do some damage. They can even kill LeBlancs on the Europe server. Lux trying to go for a little bit of ambush right there. Does not connect, unfortunately. And down the bottom, it's a 3-on-2 here. Uh-oh, Vi manages to connect with Diana there. They're able to get a lot of damage on her immediately. Now she's trapped between the enemy point and the enemy team, which is a place that she does not want to be, unfortunately. And it looks like her time is short down there. Up at the top, however, a little bit of a different matter playing out. Lux being able to stay in the back and dish that damage is going to help them turn around this point. So while they managed to thwart the push down here at the bottom, they lost the windmill in the process. However, they have 3 people at the bottom point that they can use to flip this around. They have Wukong and Diana in the way, though. And neither one of those are easily burstable by Master Yi at the moment. So he's going to be able to go in and quick get the 1-2 reset, unless they put some damage on Wukong first. And we'll see how that plays out. Vi goes for it right there, but Akali shows up. They're trying to fall back from the point, but they are separated there, and they can't really fight broken up like that. So Gragas and Yi are going to retreat back to their point right now. And Roseflier is not looking so good. They were very strong in the first game, but they've been on the decline all game long, on average of 100 Nexus health deficit. They have been managed to pick up the windmill a few times, but it's usually when Master Yi shows up, they're able to help turn things around. When Master Yi is not there, things tend to not go so well for them. Lux isn't really able to do much on her own there, so she is going to fall back from that point. And it looks like a Roseflier sandwich. Wukong with the Airborne and the Odin's right there, picking up the kill on Gragas. Immediately turn their attention to Vi right after that. Yi picks up the kill on Akali right there, throws down the Meditate. He wants that kill on Diana too, I know, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Throws down the Alpha Strike there, but it quite isn't enough. He's living for quite a while, does pick up the kill eventually, but now he does not have enough health left for Wukong. Tries to Alpha Strike out through the minions, but they moved just out of range, so he was not able to teleport to them. Went for a good play right there with the escape, but it was not meant to be. Wukong has to fight those minions off, keep them away from the tower right there, because they are pushing it progressively lower and lower. Gragas and he having a little bit of a disagreement of sort, and Gragas waiting to see where he was there for a moment, just kind of hanging out, seeing where the decoy was, throws down the barrel, doesn't connect with anything, using that sort of defensively, expecting Wukong to walk into it, but was not meant to be. With the cask, kicks Wukong off the point. He does take some damage. Defensive garrison goes off. They are unloading on Bat Chill's Diana right there, and they are going to be able to send her back. Wukong went back to heal, however, with that defensive garrison, though. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get that point. Lux does not have her ultimate. It's going to be a couple seconds away. Is she going to pop it the second it is available? We will find out. 3, 2, 1. There it is. No, it looks like she is going to save it for the moment. And instead just chase them off simply by being there. Up at the top, Master Yi and Akali had a little bit of a disagreement. They weren't quite seeing eye to eye, but that might be because of the Twilight Shroud being in the way. Goes for the interrupt right there. Good job, Akali. You can poke and keep those points neutral. A neutral tower is good for you, because it means that you're not losing Nexus health. So don't be afraid to have one of those. But Akali goes ahead and retreats instead of going for the continued poke right there. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Roseflier has shown that when they are in control of a point, then they can play, but they have trouble getting those points back from the enemy team once the enemy team has them. And seeing Wukong goes in for the Airborne right there. One of the strengths of Wukong is apply that armor reduction, throw down the Airborne, and buy your team time to deliver your damage. And Master Yi gets kicked through the wall, it looks like. It's a free trip back to the point, which is where he wanted to be. Caught by the Light Binding, unfortunately. Pops the Highlander there and goes to chase after Lee, but isn't able to get him, unfortunately. They do lose that point up there at the top, though, and Scryed goes down. And now it's just Mr. Loveless, and he's too far away to interrupt on the point. They got the point back, but they got caught below the point. The engagement here really wrecked things for him. Gragas trying to retreat now. Wukong's doing a pretty good job of keeping up with him there, but looks like Gragas is able to escape. And down on the bottom, Vi and Diana, well, things seem okay. And Kennen now, nope, does not connect with the Shuriken, unfortunately. Goes with a dash through the minions right there. And, uh-oh, watch out for the Light Binding right there. There's the damage from her. Look at all that damage from Lux, man. Kennen down to less than half health right now. That's not where you want to be. And if you get into that engagement with Lux, you take that damage from the final spark. If you decide to back off and then go back in later, she's just going to have her ultimate up again to do that. And there's the Wooglets play with Kennen right there, trying to lock things down, but not quite able to do so, it looked like. His team seems to be cleaning up pretty well, though. Rammus is alive still, and is going to be able to take out Ezreal. No, Ezreal with the Arcane Shift back, puts the minions between him and Lee Sin, fires off the shots there, and is able to send Lee Sin back. And Ezreal alone is going to be able to capture this tower, but in the bottom lane, though, they've lost the point. The point is neutral at the moment, which is okay, but not good. So Ezreal is going to pick up that point at the windmill, stop the clock. Nexus health is not going to be taken down while they are 2-2 on points. Diana with the coming back right there. is going to be here in just a moment. Is she going to be able to get there in time? No. Diana is not, unfortunately. Starts the capture on it, though. Vi is going to recall Mash G with the Meditate. Diana doesn't really have any ability to kill him during that. She does have an interrupt, but you would have just walked away onto the tower. Top point here, Ken and Gragas trying to defend. Wukong goes in. Wukong, no fear. Right there, starts to click on the tower to begin capturing it, so it stops shooting, buys time for Lee to initiate there, and the damage on Lux, that's not very good. Quickly turns it into a lopsided 3 versus 2 right there. Ezreal with the aggressive arcane shift up and putting the hurt on him there, and Akali sees that, goes in, jumps in for Kennen, picking him off that he's low, and she backs away there, does not want any of Ezreal's damage. And Lux as well only fires off her abilities on the retreat, pushing aggressively now towards the enemy point. Now this is what won them the last game, is they had a lot of aggressive positioning on the map there, and were able to keep the enemy bottled up on their point and not able to get away. There's the flash play. This time it pays off for Akali as she is able to get the kill on Gragas and follows it up with one on Ezreal as well. And oh man, did you see that? Jumps out through the minion there, and Mash G is going to get a free trip back to the summit platform. That was the plays by Akali Scride. Good showing right there in that last engagement, barely surviving. If Kennen hits her, she will get a temporary send back to bench and accumulate some penalty minutes. And oh, Akali, why did you walk into that? That was very unfortunate right there. Ken with a good dodge with the blue glitz, using it to cancel out the ultimate from Lux and buy some time. They are clustered up there. Ezreal with the interrupt as well. But there are a lot of minions. They are probably going to turn it around. And, oh, there's the cast. Keeps it neutral. Gragas showing up just in the nick of time to keep the point from being captured by the enemy team right there. Safeguard's going to keep Wukong alive a little bit longer, and he really needed that too. And the decoy, Lee Sin, Wukong, best friends, keeping him alive right there. He's going to turn around. He's going to dash in, it looks like. Nope. He's going to get caught by Ezreal instead and get a trip back to the summoner platform. And Lee Sin is just like breath of the living over here. Does not want to get put down at all. And looks like there's an Oracle's Elixir right there on Mash G. I have not seen one of those built in quite some time. But you don't have to rely on your sweeper charges if you have an Oracle's. So Mash G felt like he wanted to do that, and that's good. And look at the Nexus held up here at the top, guys. Roseflier is starting to come back in this game. They're starting to recover that 100-point deficit, which there have been bigger deficits in Dominion, but they were behind all game long, and now they're starting to recover. They might be on even footing here pretty soon, but they're going to have to hold on to this point. There's going to be a very aggressive push coming up from them here, and you see Lee Sin, pretty durable character right here. Look, he's got that MR right there. He does not want any of Mash G or Kennen's crap. He's like, no, there's magic resistance in this game. I'm going to build it, and you guys aren't going to play me like that. Gragas has a lot of magic damage as well. Their only big AD person up here is Ezreal, so focusing on the MR is good for them. Tower gets a couple of shots off right there. Expelliarmus getting low on health. Ezreal goes in with the aggressive arcane shift to try and take him out, and is able to do so with the help of Mash G. Mash G pops the Meditate right there, seeing his health go up, but unfortunately he is killed. And now Ezreal, alive by himself, can stay alive for a little while with the arcane shift, and buys time for Ken to get here. Ken gets here on the dash, pops the slicing maelstrom right there, and is able to get the... No, not quite able to get with the stun, unfortunately. Wukong barely gets away right there. Ezreal waiting on the arcane shift. Nope, Mash G is going to clean that up instead, wiping away all of the problems that Wukong was going to cause there. And Lee, look at how long Lee Sin survives for, man. Lee Sin, durable character, good. He can stand and deliver. Great pick for their team, as Lee Sin's been doing a lot of work for them. However, Lux, the primary source of their damage, seems to get gunned down very quickly anytime these engagements happen, because Gragas saw where Wukong was going, too. He's like, hey, I think he's going to go here. Connected with him. Great play right there. Lux with the shot. There's that damage I was just talking about. Lux has plenty of DPS. The fact that if she dies early in the fight, then Roseflier can turn the fight around usually, but if Lux stays alive, oh, Akali, that was very unfortunate. Ezreal with the shot, cross map right there, taking Akali down. Gragas still barely alive. Ezreal, aggressive arcane shift. Oh, the Wooglets, what? Gragas, what have you done? That's inappropriate, sir. And now Ezreal has to duel with Lee Sin, and it looks like Ezreal does have the upper hand in this engagement. He is going to send Lee Sin back to the summoner platform, and Rosewell, with this capture, are going to be back in control of the game. That was the play right there, Gragas, man. So there we go. Roseflier in control of the top point. Once again, Roseflier putting on a great showing. They won that first game very handily, and now they're in a position where they can take home this game and maybe go 3 rounds deep in their first appearance in the tournament. Man, that would be so good. We'll have to see how it plays out. They're going to have another defense right here. Fires off the shot on Akali, chases her away. Ken is going to go down to deal with that. It looks like Vi following up there afterward. Ken and Akali's doing damage to, throws down the exhaust. Ken has to get out of the Twilight Shroud. Up at the top there, Lux. Oh, Lux was trying to connect with Ezreal, but didn't, unfortunately. So there's a lot of wasted damage. Slicing Maelstrom goes off, but only going to tag one person there. Wukong is going to barely live, it looks like, for a moment. And Scryed now pops the Wooglets in the Twilight Shroud. Oh, Gragas with that play right there. Hey, she Woogletzed. I heard the sound effect. I'm going to drop this barrel right here so that when you pop out of that, you're going to take some damage from it. Very good awareness right there by Mr. Loveless. And now, Ezreal getting cut down by Diana. They've got Ken and Gragas up here. Diana running interference in the bottom lane. Lee and Vi are having a little bit of a disagreement. She picks up the health relic, though. Is able to get a little bit more duration of life. There we go. Lee Sin killed by Mashti. Mashti is going to pick that up. Ken falling back to the top, though. And this is bad for them, because Akali can annihilate Kennen right here. Ken is going to have to do some sort of awesome pasta delay up here at the top. Ezreal is alive. He needs to get up to the top point as quick as he can. Akali sees Kennen. Kennen does not want to get caught by her at all. He gets the stun off, retreats underneath the tower right there, is taken down, unfortunately. Ezreal fires off that Arcane Barrage, gets the interrupt. That's good. Buys a little bit of time. Ezreal still on his way up to the top. Bottom point is neutral right now, so they are losing Nexus health extra fast over on What Our Champ Kills' side. Point is neutral. 2-to-1 cap. Rose will still taking down health on the enemy's Nexus there. If Diana gets that bottom point back, though, it will tie things up. Master Yi down there, yes, looks like he does burn that Alpha Strike to get in and stop it. Diana does pick up the kill on Master Yi, however, while that's going on. They need to keep this point neutral for a little while? No. Diana was able to pick up that bottom point after all, so it does stop the clock. 67-6, which is a pretty respectable margin right there. There's the cask, shuts down Lux. She gets a free trip back to the Summoner platform. Rammus comes up to try and start the fight. Wukong low on health, though. They want to get rid of him if they can, but Gragas is dead immediately up at that top point. And What Our Champ Kills, man. Uh-oh, I don't like the way this looks here. Akali's sweeping down for the drill right there. There's no one to defend that at the moment. And they currently don't have any of their revives available to them. So they don't have a lot of time. They have a little bit, but they don't have a lot. Looks like Akali is getting chased away from that point by Master Yi. If they make a good play and pick something up, then Roseflier can take this game. No problem. The problem is they have to get a point. They've had trouble getting points all game long. When they have had points under their control, they've done okay. But getting them back from What Our Champ Kills has always proven difficult for them. Lee Sin down on the bottom is going to make for a lopsided fight up here at the top, though. Defensive Garrison goes off. Master Yi in the fight. Slicing Maelstrom goes off. Lots of damage from Lux. Wooglets all over the place right there. No one wants to take any freaking damage. Master Yi gets the reset, starts throwing out the DPS up there. They're going to turn around the top point. Diana coming up here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Diana coming up to the top right here. She might have been able to go for the neutral down in the bottom. We will see if she can defend this. Master Yi, is he going to no fear dive it and open it up for Ezreal to try and get the damage in? They've got to make that play. It's risky, but I feel like it could pay off for them if they do it. And Diana starts the fight instead. Lots of damage going off for her. Unfortunately, them being clustered up, Yi and Ezreal right next to each other, enabling Diana to use that AoE to her advantage. And now it's getting scary. Roseflier has got to do something as quickly as they can. Otherwise, they're going to lose this game. And they're going to be eliminated from the tournament that they could have very easily gone on to the round of 8 in. They've got to make that play up at the top, but I just don't think they have the damage to do it, especially with Akali. Akali was like, hey, I want to win the game. Akali decided that she wanted to win the game. Goes down there for that drill play. If that had not been interrupted, she would have gotten it. And that would have been like, hey, what do you know? So Roseflier, unfortunately, not going on to the next round. They had a great showing in this tournament. I really hope Roseflier comes back and plays again, because that was a great game. What Our Champ Kills is going to advance on to the next round. And we'll see if, well, maybe we'll see if that team can go 3 rounds deep? We will find out in the next game. Somebody tell these guys to come back next week. They're good. I like them. Let's get them back on here. I am percent hype. Everybody who liked Roseflier, hold on. We're gonna do a thing. Everybody who liked Roseflier, I want to see heart-shaped Roseflier in the chat. I want to see some heart-shaped Roseflier in the chat for everybody that liked them, because that was pretty cool. While we look at the items right here. So yeah, man, I hope you guys come back next week, because that game was pretty awesome. I'm really happy I got to cast that. Look at the items right here. A lot of ignites going around on both teams. That was pretty interesting. Is this tournament for Europe West 2? Europe West has their own tournament, guys. The 4-players Liga tournament, Europe West server. If you go over to the Europe West server, you join their in-game chat channel, which is called Dominion. They can show you some, they can tell you some things and talk about some things. And they run on, I believe, Sundays is when, Sundays at around this time on Sunday nights, in Europe time, obviously. You can check that out over there. So yeah, Roseflier, you guys were pretty awesome. Thanks for coming out to play. You guys were real cool. Let's take a look at the damage dealt here before we set up the next game. Israel, if you break 50k, that's how you know you did a good job. So, there will be VODs, by the way, for anyone that missed that game. For anyone who is in either team that wants to check it out, youtube.com/VatoClan. I put them there. They'll be up by Monday. Or you can check the Twitch archives here on the DominateDominion Twitch channel after the broadcast is over. So, yeah, Israel, man, breaking 50k on the damage. Good job right there. Gragas with 45k. Mash G, 43k. Good job. Lux, man. Lux's damage all game. Lux Wukong doing some work there, too. As well, let's take a look at Graveyard Hero here. Let's go down to Time Spent Dead. Graveyard Hero, this game was Lee Sin with 364. Breath of the Living was, I'm not sure whether I want to call it Breath of the Living or Painkiller Survival Status, but it was Diana with the least time spent dead. Alright, I'm going to have to put together another game for you guys. Let's hope it was as interesting to watch as that one was. So we'll see you right back here in just a moment.